And so we've talked about constructing the right messaging that resonates with your folks that you're trying to reach. We talked about how to reach them, reach the right person with the right messaging. So, you know, you've perfected your messaging, you can deliver it to the right person at the right email address, and now you want to send it at the right time. So we'll get into some tips for how to get this right. So we get asked all the time, how often should I email my subscribers? What time should I email my subscribers? What's the best time? And it definitely all depends. Every contact on your list is an individual. You can definitely segment them into manageable bundles if that's what you want to do, but you just got to make sure that you're looking at them as unique in a lot of areas, especially as it pertains to customer data. So what I'm really trying to say here is that, you know, timing is important. Timing might not be everything, because if your message isn't relevant and it doesn't resonate, there's never a good time for it. So like Jeff mentioned before, you really need to dig in and create messaging that evokes an emotional response with your target. And then you can start looking at the data you have at your disposal to figure out when to send it, or what the right cadence is, what the right frequency is. So as I mentioned, you want to leverage all the data at your disposal to make an educated decision on when to send, how frequently to send. Data definitely goes beyond just the email address. There's a whole variety of information that you can leverage here depending on what you have access to. You have demographic information, you have purchase history, you do have the email data to see when people are opening and clicking most often. You can look at social media data, anything else in your CRM database. If you know somebody's, you know, a school teacher, you know, maybe not to message them during the day. You know, different data you have at your disposal can help you craft your messaging and deliver it at the right time. And then once you've got your data in place, you want to analyze it, you want to segment your database appropriately, and then you want to continue to test and refine your cadence and your timing. And one thing that we suggest, one thing we've written about a little bit when it comes to frequency and timing is the Rfm model. It can really help put your customer data to work for you, and it's a helpful way to segment your database based on activity. And what this will do by looking at these three metrics, it'll help you kind of define and segment customers who are more engaged with your company, with your brand or email, and then from there you can select different frequencies and times to message those bundles. And so we have a little audit that we put together. We wrote a good blog post about this a while back on an audit to find the right time, the right frequency, the right cadence. And it's a really good thing to step through before you go making any major changes to your frequency and timing, before you move from a general broadcast or just change from whatever you're doing at the time. You really don't want to make a move until you can answer these questions. So you want to look at your goals for your email program, and everything that you do should align with them. Pretty simple, straightforward. You want to look at your customer buyer cycles. The longer the buying cycle, the longer the interval between messages, for sure. You want to look at any kind of content that you can offer them. You can deliver some educational content instead of just pounding them with buy now messages. People start to go tone deaf after a certain point with that. You want to look at what an email relationship is worth. We've been doing a tremendous amount of work here with our customers to try to gauge ROI on projects, but to try to figure out what the lifetime value of an email address is worth, what the value of a customer email address is worth, a prospect email address is worth. And if you're getting timing wrong, or you're hammering people too often and they're dropping off your email list, if, you know, we have some companies we work with who, you know, a customer email address is worth hundreds of dollars, you just want to make sure you're not shooting yourself in the foot. So once you value that email relationship, it can help you make an educated decision based on, you know, the timing and the frequency and the cadence. You don't want to be a copycat, but it's helpful to look at what your competitors do and see how they manage frequency, timing, cadence. We have a free tool called Email Creative Archive that's just a repository of emails from different brands. So you could sign up for a brand to do some competitive research. It'll show you, you know, what the content of their emails, the code of their emails, the time that it goes out, and it's just another helpful way to get a grasp on what your competitors are doing. And that's it for me in terms of finding the right person at the right time.